So yeah, sorry I'm a little late. I don't want your protein shake, bro.
Just try it. Wait,
no,
just try it.
Dude, I don't need extra protein.
For the people, they want to see you try it.
I'll put it here. What are we getting paid by these guys?
You're gonna talk. What?
Are we getting paid by these people?
I hope so. What's up? I just want the free drinks. Okay, what I like about the plant protein though is that you could just chug it. You know what I mean? You try to chug 20 grams of the whey protein. You're gonna
Have you ever tried to chug like a pound of ground beef?
Yeah, like put that shit in a blender.
Yeah, you can do it.
That was old school days though. That was like whatever happened to that.
I know now it's all everything is a fucking supplement now. Really,
everything's a supplement.
Like kids think they can live off of energy drinks, protein powder, and like just that's it. Like they don't need any sustenance. But like
that was like my 20s, bro.
It's so annoying. like eat your fucking dinner. They're like, no, I'm on this really like, dude, you're 15. You don't need to worry about this shit for a long time. You're gonna regret every bite you didn't take when you're 35. And your metabolism drops off, and you're like, man, I should have eaten 4 corn dogs that day when I was 17.
Gosh, man, I can just imagine like you being my dad and just having to hear your like little speech.
It's almost like you should do the opposite, reverse psychology, and just be like, start pretending like I'm taking like protein powder and fucking pre-workout and
stuff.
Why
don't you do that, dude, bro? Like,
be like, I'm jacked, bro. I'm jacked.
You did, dumped it. Dude, we used to take. Remember like the like 2,600 calorie. I took it 1,800. I know that. It was like mega mass, like.
Dude.
In
like one shake?
No, what?
In one shake.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I drank like 2 of those a day.
Okay,
Do you remember? I was like that was high school.
Yeah, you were like bodybuilder shape. You were fucking huge.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at first, though.
But it wasn't real muscle. It was all like the puffy fake ones.
What do you mean it wasn't fucking real muscle? I earned that shit.
Once you stopped drinking a gallon or 2 of water a day?
It wasn't implants, bro. It was real shit.
All those guys are all yoked up.
Man,
and once they stop taking creatine and stop drinking 2 gallons of water a day, they deflate like a fucking...
What's the most you ever benched?
I don't know, 750, something like that. No, I think it was 325.
You did fucking not, dude. Over 3 plates? On each side, 45s?
Yeah.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here with your bullshit. Oh, my God,
okay, what did you squat? Because I know what I squatted.
Okay, that's what you're doing. No, you're not going to
fucking
do this. No, you're not going to change the subject.
I
asked you how much you bench. So once you actually tell me the truth, I used to do 315 like
dude, I know it was 325.
Times. What?
I know it was 325.
It was. I know it wasn't.
And I think I got close to 800 on squats.
Like what'd you do? Did you like just pick it off the rack and go like, and then put it back?
I had what's called man muscle. You know, it's like it was. Yeah,
okay, well,
I can do it.
I don't know.
All right, so hey, I'm sorry I'm late today, but I actually tried to call you.
Yeah.
And I called your dad again because you guys are both saved as the same name.
You keep
more or less.
doing that. You've been doing that all my life, dude. You've been calling.
I've tried to adjust my fucking contacts, and it won't like. It always throws your dad's number back into your contacts, and I hit the top one, and so the best part is I get him on the phone. Well, I hear the click, like it picks up, and I'm like, "What's up, you fucking mook? I'm late. Are you already in the fucking podcast studio?" And he's like, 50% of the time, Joe. I'm like, "Oh shit, Mr. How are you?"
That's like his answer, though. He's like 50% of the time he's a fucking mook or what?
No, 50% of the time I fucking call him on accident. The funny thing
why
was...
are you picking up, like, dude, I wouldn't fuck with my dad like that. You're lucky you caught him, like, he must have been, like, feeling good. You caught him, like, he just got a boat, so he's been in a good mood.
He got a boat, and he probably, like, just finished up, having a little fun time with your mom.
Yeah. Why do you gotta throw in that shit?
Because he had to throw it in.
He just turned 75.
He had to throw it in. He was like, I turned 75 yesterday. Can I get some wine? I'm like, yeah, come by the office. And he's like, and it's still fucking working. And I was like, oh really? At 75, you're still like pounding that? And he's like,
ew, dude.
And he's like, yeah. And she's no. Then he goes, and will tell you.
Okay.
And then he puts on speaker. Your mom. He put your mom on speakerphone.
Oh my God.
And he's like, tell him how it still works. He's like, oh, it still works. I'm like, well, good for you guys.
Wow.
Golf clap. Golf clap.
First of all, gross. Second of all, like, I mean,
isn't
it a good thing, right?
Isn't it funny?
Like genetics.
But isn't it funny?
That, like,
we all just think about, like, when we think about our parents, like, intimately, We just think like it was for procreation.
Well, I don't think about
and it was
that,
all
but
missionary.
You're just thinking about it all the time.
No,
you're just,
I'm never
just driving. You're just thinking to drive. You're like,
no,
it
I'm
was
trying to
missionary.
draw a picture in your mind.
Don't.
Yeah,
Bananas.
just
bananas.
imagine
Banana.
bent over,
Banana.
spanked.
Bananas.
Don't use banana.
Look,
Art.
like looking back with like her.
Wait,
like,
shut
ah.
okay. Dude, she's like your second mom, bro.
Dude, I'm not talking about
You're
your mom
gross.
particularly.
Oh, dude.
Anybody.
All this shit, it was going good. And now we're just going to have to fucking cut it. This is what
That's
your
done. We're
usual,
done.
Your usual bullshit about that.
Well, here we
But,
go. Starting with whatever the fuck else.
Yeah.
Welcome to another podcast of Go With Your Palate. This is Joe Wagner and Chris Rubio, the Fat Mario himself, your two hosts. And today we're talking about envisioning how your parents actually make love. Not just fuck. They're. I mean, come on, dude.
Hey, it's great.
Get real with it.
No, yeah.
I'm sorry I wrote that picture in your mind so indelibly.
Yeah, you didn't.
Yeah.
Back to plant protein.
All right, what do we got going on today? We're going to talk about some nutrition facts. Speaking of protein, because these little guys here, these are 140 calories. They got 20 grams of protein, 0 trans fat, 0 saturated fat, only 2 grams of fat. I mean, these are actually pretty healthy for you if you want just straight up protein. But
I wish I had that app. They actually have this app. You can like scan the stuff now, and it kind of like rates it, tells you art. What's it called?
My daughter has it, and she tells me I'm going to die every day. So I
See,
stopped.
that's again the kids like get it, and they'll like just you'll be drinking something like that. They'll scan it. They're like, actually, it's only rated 30 out of 100, which means it's horrible for you when you actually think it's healthy.
So that's funny
because
because we did all this shit to get these nutrition facts and all the ingredients and stuff, and most of the shit is bad for you. That's why I just stick with regular fucking food. Good farm-raised beef, pork, whatever.
Yeah. Well,
I'd go with organic vegetables. I'm not a big organic guy.
why didn't you eat your own?
But I would go with like organic if it's not out of my garden. I love my garden though because I don't have to do fucking anything in there. We got a great climate here. I can grow the shit out of stuff.
What are you growing?
Rarely ever have like rot.
What are you growing?
Like tomatoes, zucchinis, cucumbers, a lot of peppers because I make my own paprika. So I do a lot of bell peppers.
Okay, fancy.
Dry them up, grind them up. It's the best fucking paprika like ever.
Now did I tell you? So we've had gardening boxes now for about we started during COVID. You know,
Yeah.
I think a lot of people just got into some shit like that. You know, because we had time.
Yeah.
But doing all kinds of stuff. But
We call you guys the fake gardeners. The ones that got into it's like,
Okay.
I've been a baker for like 6 months. Check out my fucking sourdough.
Here's Farmer
come
Joe
on.
with his attitude.
Come on, no,
you know.
you know, so you picked up a new hobby during the time that you couldn't do anything. Like fucking, if you want to be a gardener and like actually like grow your own shit, then fucking do it.
Oh, what do
Jesus.
you grow, dude?
Dude?
Wait, don't
You
actually-
should see my strawberries.
What about your
My
vineyards?
fucking strawberries this year are like, they're like 4 inches long. They're the biggest fucking strawberries I've
heard
ever
you.
seen.
I've heard you exaggerate about size before, so why don't you just
Dude,
let's
it's
just prove it.
4 inches.
Oh yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It's the shape of the strawberry.
What kind
that
of truck
counts.
do you drive again? That huge truck out there? to
Yeah,
make
it's
up
called
for your-
small penis
Yeah.
syndrome.
Hey, but I wanted to tell you, peppers. Do you do hot peppers?
Yeah.
Because I wanted to get the Carolina Reaper.
I've done those.
You've done them?
Yeah.
Dude, I've been trying to grow one for like 3 years. Because specifically, every time I get it, I'm like, this is going to be the one that I get Joe to secretly eat.
Oh, that's sweet.
And then,
That's nice of you.
Well, I thought you'd like the adventure, but
Friends are always watching.
I
out for
can't get it to
friends.
grow.
It's because you don't know how to grow shit.
Yeah, I'm looking out to make you stronger.
So you know what's funny is in my pepper garden,
Yeah.
that like I'll have like 10 different types of peppers, like a bunch of just red bell peppers for my paprika, and then I'll have like a whole bunch of different spicy ones because I also like to do just like a mixed dry spicy pepper like rub. And what's cool is like when they're growing together, you'll have like 2 totally different types of chilies, and where their branches like cross into each other, if it's a little tight, then they cross pollinate, and so you'll get like these varying degrees of like it might be a Thai chili and a ghost pepper, or a Carolina Reaper or something, and it'll be like a cross of those. So you never really know what you get. You know it's going to be fucking spicy, but like the look of it, there's like a migration. If you look at like the left side of one plant and the right side of the other, and they look like their respective.
Go on.
What are you fucking eating?
Don't worry about it, bro. Just
Fat Mario snap into a
listening.
Slim Jim. Snap into a Slim Jim.
That's not how it goes, bro. That's not how it goes. You want to know how it goes?
I want to hear it. Let's hear it.
Okay, I'll try.
Gotta have beef, gotta have spice, need a little excitement. Snap into a Slim Jim. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Out of it. Baby, spicy Slim Jim. Oh yeah.
I didn't know he actually did music.
Snap into a Slim Jim. Snap out of it. Snap it on baby, spicy Slim Jim. Oh yeah.
Yeah, when he died, man, we lost a national treasure.
You were talking about meat? This is the real protein deal, bro.
Oh, there you go. That stuff is really good for you. Get your like salt level just like.
Well, we should check out the nutrition facts on this.
All right, yeah. So let's go back to the nutrition facts, right? So like, we know it's a whole bunch of bullshit, right?
Yeah.
But it still takes up this huge fucking label panel.
Yes.
Okay, and like, there's all minimum sizing that you can't go under. So like, there's all these standards, and it defaces our products when nobody really wants to just like look. Like, if I wanted to know all the details of this, I would much rather have a more detailed version of this that I could like scan and just go straight to the details, right?
QR code.
Way better. And they're doing QR codes for wine in Europe because they wanted to get ingredients and nutrition facts on wine, but there's not a lot of space on the label. There's a lot of like legal shit you have to have on the label. So, and then you also want the branding. So by the time you got your government warning, your UPC code, all the legal stuff that the government wants, and then a nutrition fact panel that's a minimum size, you might as well just call your wine nutrition facts.
Yeah.
And like, there's no space for it. So the EU, I think they're setting a precedent, because I know at some point here in the States we're all going to have to put our ingredients and our nutrition facts and everything on there. But wouldn't it be great if you just had like a QR code and you're just like, zap, it all comes up on your phone, tells you everything about the wine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because
and I'm totally cool with that.
I mean, because we've talked about it many times before that you're so involved into the packaging and the creativity of like the artistic representation of your wine, and I mean to have this huge bar like nutrition facts on it, right? It kind of takes away the
takes away the romance.
The romance
Yeah.
of it. Thank you.
Like if you saw that on a table at a nice restaurant, you'd be like, that doesn't look very good. It doesn't look very satisfying.
Yeah.
Be like, nah, I'm gonna go with like something else tonight.
So is this something going down like at the end of 2024?
I don't know.
Like,
they don't have a timeline on it
they
yet.
don't have a timeline.
I think,
so like
yeah,
TTB doesn't.
Yeah, I think it'll come down the next couple of years. But they also got to do like, so beer's already got nutrition fact, right?
Yeah.
Then wine would be next, and then I imagine spirits, which, I mean, I don't really know why you do spirits. Like, it's fucking alcohol. Like, I mean, yeah, you can find out the calories, but I mean,
you want to know exactly how much.
I can
calories.
guarantee you're not going to have fat, sodium, cholesterol, protein, unless you're doing like a flavored, like one of those like Godiva chocolate liqueurs or Baileys or something. Then that's when like, yeah, maybe you want to know a little more about those.
Well, I was thinking about that. So what is exactly in wine? What is like the nutrition facts of wine? So we kind of had like a chart that we can like bring up here that I think gives like the general amount from like the different wines. But like what you're basically looking at, right, is that, I mean, it's really going to be calories from alcohol.
Well, so here's
which is 7, and then you're going to have sugars.
You got alcohol, high alcohol sweet wine. The range is 177 to 213 calories per serving. Examples: Gewürztraminer, Moscato, Tokai, Malvasia. There's a couple others in there. I tried to pick the ones that people might know. And then you got light alcohol, dry white. That's a range of 170 to 143. So like 70 calories less, right? So, I mean, let's go to reds now, right? ABV. Let's go like to ours, right? We are considered high alcohol red because it's over 13.5%. That's going to be 165 to 195 calories per serving. Now, if you went to a light alcohol red at 11 to 13.5%, you're going to be at 135 to 165. You are beating that by only 30 points, right?
Yeah.
That's 30 calories. How much more flavor are you going to lose? I mean, percentage-wise, you're probably losing 40% of the calories. No, sorry, 25% of the calories. And you're going to be losing, like, I mean, by and large, like 70% of the character and flavor. That's what I think.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the calories on the wine, like, there's not like an incentive where I get how people are like, no, I want my serving of beer to be under 100 calories.
Yeah.
Like that's what like a lot of people like. They look at, they're like, oh yeah, White Claw, 100 calories, sweet. I can crush these all day long and like not get full and not like have a too high of a calorie intake. But with wine, it's not like, I don't look at like, it's not a high calorie intake.
Yeah, I mean, that's what so you got like, there's definitely wineries out there now that's kind of like their whole scope, right? There's this
The better for you.
the better for you healthy wine like Fit Vine, and I know they're coming out with that with the calories being less, but that's what was my thought always too, is that how are you really going to get the experience of wine by just cutting the calories by like what 50 calories?
so
how much? So if
yeah,
you could
so
bring up
he-
Fit Wine,
So here's a good example of what we're talking about right now. Think about, are you ever going to see any of those wines in a restaurant?
no,
Like, yeah, if
I
somebody's at
doubt
a
it.
restaurant, they're not going to be like,
Yeah.
I really like the skinny vine, whatever, the Fit Vine, Aveline, like all that stuff, all the better for you stuff. And it's all bullshit.
And now, I mean, hey, and we'll say that we're not trying to talk.
I know, I don't want to
Not
talk.
trying to talk shit about like Fit Vine, right? But really, I think it's like to me for like a specific market. Look, if you're that really concerned about the calories of that, it's just kind of like, I guess, like just growing up here, I thought it's for me that also kind of is a little taking out the romance of the whole wine culture.
Well, it kind of
like,
takes out the
flavor.
entirety of
And
like
you're saying
what
the
you're
flavor
trying to
profile.
convey in the wine. It's
Yeah.
like, we made this wine from this vineyard. We made it this way, and then we fucked with it to make it low calorie.
And you go
Like,
go
okay,
back,
well-
Art. Yeah, and this whole thing, I mean, like so you have this. I think see what happens a lot, like a better fit. This also too with Fit Wines are gluten free and vegan.
Yeah, so like we're gluten free, we're vegan. That's just
Yeah.
all because of how we produce the wine. Now, if somebody asks, we'll tell them, but that's not like our marketing shtick.
Yeah,
Now, if you're looking at this is more like, in a way, kind of like reverse marketing, where you don't know that there's a problem with all the other regular wines on the shelf until somebody puts marketing out like this and makes you think that
there's a problem, that there's an issue.
right?
Yeah.
So like they've created the narrative that the other wines are not as good for you,
yeah.
even though there's not really like that much of a difference.
And we talked about so when it comes to vegan wines, if we could just go over that again, like just one more time. But that's just basically that through fermentation, sometimes you can use like egg whites. And other,
Usually in like the aging process, people will
aging
use
process.
certain animal products to
Yeah.
fine. And so what that does is like, think of it like a protein is going to capture or grab all of the turbidity, all this stuff that's still floating in the wine, like the really fine sediment that's still in there, and it'll grab onto that and then drop it down to the bottom, right? And then you rack off of that and you get your clean wine. So traditionally, the most commonly used was egg whites, and it was really just a clarifying agent. Like you think of people do these fat washes and stuff on their cocktails and whatever. Like, so you can kind of like you can clarify pretty much anything with egg whites, any like beverage. But overall, that's an old like antiquated thing to do. I mean, that's number one, a pain in the ass. Number two, it's not like really changing the wine. It's just kind of clarifying things. So there are a whole bunch of other products out there. Like we have to use bentonite we don't have to, but we do use bentonite, which is a clay, and you use that in whites to get it to be what we call like heat stable, so that it doesn't go cloudy if it gets like warmed up too much. Like say you leave it in the trunk of your car or something like that, and it gets to 110 degrees, and then all of a sudden that white wine is cloudy, and you're like, what the fuck's wrong with my wine? Well, if you didn't do heat stabilization, which uses bentonite, which is just basically you put this, what is effectively dust, into a tank, and it captures some of these molecules, drops them down during a cooling period, and then you rack off of that, and now you have a heat stable wine. So it's like stuff like that. Now there are other agents out there that are synthetic. There's also isinglass, which is a fish product for fining.
Yeah.
And that's a wild one. I mean, yeah. Art, you want to look up isinglass real quick? I don't think people have heard of this one. I think it's a stomach lining of a sturgeon or something like that. And I tried like all of these things, just experiments. Like back in my early days making Belglass, I remember like we could do trials in a bottle, right? And so we'd take the same wine, and then I'd run all of the fining agents to see if they had any positive impact. And like sometimes if you had like a really bitter tannic wine, The bladder. What did I say? Yeah, so isinglass, it's the bladder of a fish. Anyways,
Yeah.
so that wouldn't be vegan if you use that. I didn't really see much of a positive. Like if our wines were made well and they didn't need finding, like why would you find them? You're going to risk stripping something out of them.
Yeah.
So that was kind of that's my point to it. But overall, it's pretty easy to make vegan wine. Like you just make wine and you don't add any animal products.
Yeah.
So like,
Exactly. Yeah.
But there are some traditionalists out there that are like, no, egg whites are the one. I know a couple producers that still only use egg whites, but they've got like a recipe. So it's like, all right, fermentation is done. We're going through ML fermentation. We're doing our first racking. After the second racking, we put in egg whites in each barrel, and then we rack out after that, and then the wine stays relatively clean.
Wait, to clarify it though, are you saying, but you have to use something for a refining agent, or you actually said you don't?
You don't.
Yeah.
No,
Okay,
you can just let all that shit settle.
Yeah.
And then, like, if you chill stuff down, like, stuff will fall out of suspension. You're going to be fine. Over
Yeah.
long-term aging, pretty much everything will fall out, except for whites when you have certain, like, proteins and whatnot that you need to get rid of.
Yeah.
But that's all aesthetic.
And I think going back to the marketing of it, though, too, was that, with some of this was even the gluten-free, right? It's almost like going into, for me, when I, like, think about that as well, is like, when you go into like Whole Foods and you like look at bananas and like there's like a sticker on it that says like gluten free, you're kind of like, I always kind of thought bananas were gluten free, like, but now you brought up something like now I'm wondering what other fruit's lying to me.
Are there bananas that have gluten in them?
Yeah,
I don't know.
So what's that with wine? I mean,
dude? I don't know. I don't know what you would use that would add gluten into wine.
So I think it's just something to say,
naturally,
right?
Yeah. Well, the thing with whiskey, which is crazy to me, is that whiskey is a distilled spirit, and so you're actually taking it. If you're using like wheat, right?
Yep.
In your mash, you would say, okay, we're using something that has gluten, but when you distill it, no gluten carries through. But people are still like, no, that's not gluten free. Yeah. So I don't know if this is just like a marketing thing for like people to keep pushing on like gluten free, but like whiskey doesn't have gluten in it, unless you fucking add it like afterwards. But no. So,
why would you do that, right?
You know what I think is funny? You go to Europe, they don't believe in any of it. They're like, no gluten. I guess you're gonna be hungry tonight. Like they're like, you go to Italy, like there's no such thing as gluten free. It's like everybody fucking eats pasta. That's it.
Dude, that's like an interesting thing to think about. Like
they didn't even have.
We talked to like the
every place
Italian
I've seen, never saw a gluten free crust on a pizza. No option. Could you imagine if some like Italian dude from 100 years ago came to California today and was like, "You're making the crust out of the cauliflower, huh?" Yeah. It's like, yeah, we make it out of cauliflower. Why are you so stupid?
Wait, yeah, how do you say get the fuck out of here in Italian?
Get the fuck out of I just say shut the fuck up. Lascia la sta.
Yeah,
that's
there
it.
we go. That's probably
Lascia la sta. So, yeah.
Yeah, well, it comes up, though, too, with the whole nutrition fact movement was, like, also just allergens, right? I mean, because also people are, so what do we have here?
They're talking about gluten-free or alcohol.
Yeah.
Okay, so I do have to say, if you are looking for a low-cal option to just get drunk, first of all, don't go to some of the like better-for-you wines. Those are all adulterated, right? That's what I think. They're all tweaked and fucked with mechanically. Like they're not true expressions of wine.
You mean
maybe they taste good.
Respectfully.
But if you just want to get your buzz on, then fucking vodka on the rocks. Like if you don't want it to taste like anything and you just want to get there, I'm just saying like if that's your style.
Yeah,
I've got an aunt like that. Yeah, like that. Yeah,
you got an aunt like.
I have an aunt that's just like straight vodka.
She's like vodka.
No, well, yeah, she is. She's probably half vodka at this point. But no, she like that's it. She's just like no, she wants to get a buzz. Yeah. That's it. Doesn't want to like drink anything else. She just goes straight vodka with a little like splash of sparkling water.
Okay. Oh, well.
Basically vodka with
a
bubbles.
Splash. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
Wow.
Vodka with the little bubbles. Yeah.
And then I mean, you don't like vodka, by the way. Don't you have like something against it? You're like,
it's just like, dude,
you just think it's like it's just worthless. Like you flavor wise, right? Like
yeah, what character?
What about the vodka tastings? Like who's winning the vodka? Do you think that's why they always have these surprising vodka tastings? You know, I think like the underdogs really like it, right? Where like they can finally say, "Hey, we had a blind tasting and Smirnoff beat, you know, Golden Goose, Grey Goose." You know?
Yeah, but you're still like, oh wow, they both taste like nothing.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, like really, like one kind of tastes like rubbing alcohol. The other one kind of tastes like nothing but a little rubbing alcohol.
Yeah.
Like it's just not. I mean, I don't. So vodka. What I say about vodka is that if you had like, if you could find alcohol in dog shit, you could throw that dog shit into a still, and you could make vodka that tastes like nothing, and then you're drinking.
Wait.
Dog shit vodka.
You can make a dog shit vodka?
If the dog shit has alcohol in it.
I think that's one flavor they missed in that whole vodka flavor boom. That would have been a hit.
I wouldn't be surprised.
No, seriously, think about this though. I actually think if you came out with a dog shit vodka, it would fly off the shelves for like the first week.
I bet it'd sell really well in
people
Germany.
Would be like,
those guys in Germany are really they're fucked up. They did some crazy shit. Have you ever watched like the crazy German porn? It is way off the charts. It's like, okay, I got some shit to learn, I guess.
Have I ever watched the German porn?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. Like you haven't like scrolled through and like found like that looks interesting and you're like, whoa,
yeah.
Holy shit.
Isn't there a name for it? Like on the chest? When you poop on someone's chest? There's a name, right?
Like steamy something.
It's like a
I don't,
steamy art. Can you look up?
What?
He always gets like when he gets like the
and,
for you to do like that, and you can bring.
and then Chad's wife is German, so he's probably back there. He's like, "Don't be talking shit."
I know. I think Chad like is just there, like dying to say the answers. He's probably got so many. Chad, you could use your mic and like jump in anytime to let us know.
Yeah,
what's it called? Isn't that when they say Scheitze?
Yeah,
Chad,
Scheitze, yeah.
Chad, do you own a leather hat?
Wait, why does it? Is
Scheitze.
that like some slang?
What?
A leather hat?
A leather hat? I don't know.
Yeah.
Like one of those little hats? I don't.
Do you have to wear a hat while you're doing it?
I don't know. That's the shit I've seen. It's just like it's like some sort of like I don't know. It looks like fucking. Looks like
just the leather pants.
Oh yeah, just the leather pants.
Yep.
With like, but no, like not covering your butt. Like, what is it?
Those are chaps. Chris.
Chaps, yeah.
And there's no such thing as chaps with the ass covered. Those would be pants. So when people say assless chaps, I don't know what they're saying.
Assless chaps. Who
All
says that?
chaps are assless.
No, but chaps don't like. They're not the full. There's just like the legs.
Yeah, it's like the front and the interior and the side of the legs, and then everything on the back is open.
They got them at Mr. S. That place
Yeah,
we
that's
like
right,
To go
they
to
do,
in
yeah.
San Francisco.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually buy a pair there, and I will bring them on the podcast
Will you wear them on the podcast
with pants
That's
underneath.
What you.
With pants underneath.
That's so lame, dude. No one wants to see that.
Oh shit! You can just buy them on Amazon. $98.
Chaps.
Wow. Okay.
That's what I'm talking about, though. Look, the front's gone. That's chaps. The front's gone too.
Yeah, the front. Yeah.
So what I'm saying though is, if you have a pair of pants and you just cut out the butt part, but you still had the front, that's pants with the butt cut out.
Then that's assless pants.
Yes, that's what I was saying then.
Okay.
Okay.
Can we get back to the nutrition
yeah,
facts?
well, you're
Because
always trying to go over.
We didn't talk about ingredients.
Okay,
Because ingredients are an important part.
I do want to talk about ingredients, and I'm about ready to ask some very important questions about the ingredients too.
I can't wait.
So my question is actually, you know what? Let's get into what else is in there, because I also heard that there's fluoride in there, in wine.
Well, I think there's a lot of naturally occurring minerals and
Yeah.
stuff. So
that's
and I couldn't
benefit for your teeth.
I couldn't tell you all this stuff. If you want to pull up like the minerals that are in
Yeah,
wine,
can we actually? If you go back to that chart,
I would be kind of curious about what all those are. But okay, so ingredients. If you looked at our ingredients are grapes,
Yep.
yeast, and sulfur dioxide,
Sulfur.
and that's it.
And okay, and when we're talking about allergies, though, like there are people that are, So if you scroll down, Art.
So a
on
lot
this,
of that stuff
we can bring up some of the people are allergic to sulfites.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, I don't know if I believe that one. That's like, you know,
think they're lying?
I mean, there are people that actually have like celiac and are like really
There you go.
sensitive to wheat, you know, to gluten. But
Yeah.
like, I would say that like 90+% of the people who are like, oh, I'm gluten free, are just doing it because it's a cool fad and they're trying to lose weight.
Yeah, and well, I mean, From what I've heard though too is that so if people sometimes I think they're like they get hangovers and they're like, oh, I'm allergic to wine or because sulfites, it's like gives me like the bad headaches and stuff.
I think that's usually over drinking.
Right.
It's usually the problem. Yeah. All right, so here we go. So here are other nutrients that can be found in wine.
That can be found. Okay.
So this would be natural, I would assume, right? So fluoride, you can get 40% of your recommended daily intake.
Yeah.
Which prevents tooth decay when used topically. So wish that wine around in your mouth, I guess.
Did you ever take fluoride, like as a kid?
No, I had it in my toothpaste.
Oh.
You took fluoride tabs?
Yeah.
Well, you were a weak little pussy when you were a kid. Your parents probably looked at you and they're like, dude, you are one wrong step away from being in the hospital fully in a full body cast.
I took some fucking fluoride, dude.
They're like, here's your fluoride, here's your iron, here's your protein shake.
Dude, I was barely making it,
dude. It's like fucking grow, Chris,
I was a sophomore in high school, 103 pounds, wrestling girls in wrestling.
I know,
it was the scariest fucking time of my life.
You're just a late bloomer. You were a late bloomer.
Yeah, so then did I fucking make a comeback, though?
You did make a comeback. Yeah.
I carried cans of tuna and a can opener for a year in my pocket. Always had tuna on me.
You know, that's a great way to get girls.
Well, was I alone?
Hey, Sherry, would you like to go to prom with me?
Okay,
what is
that?
What is that?
Talking
what
like
is
that?
What is that smell? I just had tuna for lunch.
I also carried around a toothbrush, bro. Okay.
Oh, good.
Those little ones, you can just click it in after you're done.
You do have nice teeth.
Well, is that a fucking compliment? Hold on, wait for it. He's gonna say something that's just very dickish.
No, you do, because you took care of them. Growing up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love how you're waiting for that.
I am, dude.
I know. I actually didn't have anything to say that was going to be a dick.
He has that fucking like smile, you know. You just know he's like thinking, his brain's going. Or he's just gonna be like, yeah, we could do something about your eyebrows. I mean, you had no hair. You late bloomer. You never matured.
You know. If like whoever created me was like,
weak bitch.
Hey Joe, we're gonna put you on this earth, and you got a couple choices. Here's one of them. Do you want eyebrows or good teeth? I'd be like, eyebrows.
Well, we can see that you chose that.
Yeah.
And lots of hair. Did you ask for that?
And lots of hair. Yeah,
just
it's so much fun to manage.
Okay,
all right,
more.
So we also got potassium. It helps keep your heart beating. That's nice. Iron delivers oxygen to your body. So there's like B6, B2,
B12.
B2.
Oh, sorry, B2.
Yeah.
That'd be crazy if there was B12.
There'd be a 1 in between the B and the 2.
But if there was well, you could put B12 in it.
Dude, I got to...
You could, wait, hold on a sec. Could you not put B12 into wine? Because that comes into my second question.
Oh, you're talking additives now. You could put anything in wine, but when you do that, you legally have to, like... Because wine is typically grapes, yeast, and sulfur, you don't have to put any of those ingredients on there. If you make a chocolate wine or do any additives, like better for you stuff, like B12 or any of that, you do have to state that on the label. So you can do additives and shit in wine, but like then it still takes away from the natural beauty of wine. And AI, I've said it before, AI will never make its own wine. That's one of the things I like about wine. People are going to be able to, people are going to look at, they're going to appreciate real for real a hell of a lot more in the very near future.
Real for real?
Real for real. Dude, look at, stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
You're going to enjoy that in person with a comic that might be great, but mediocre in comparison to whatever the fuck AI stand-up comic they create.
I just like the...
Dude, think about it.
It's got a good ring to it. The real for real.
The real for real.
Okay,
you appreciate the real.
This is your movement.
Yes.
I can already tell that you got some... Are we going to do that? We should actually have a segment on AI.
I think we should.
I sound like you're getting kind of pumped on it.
No, it's just it's scary. It's powerful.
It is scary. And
I don't know where it's going to go, but I know it's not to a good place. At the end of the day.
Yeah. I was watching some. So with the social media crew, and Sabina was doing some Photoshop stuff.
Yeah.
Chad was there. Chad, you were there, and it was this AI for Photoshop, dude. It's crazy now. You can just typing in what you want to do to the picture. So she was a picture there with her fiance at Disneyland in front of the Disney statue.
Yeah.
And just typed in change this statue. I think it's the Walt Disney. It's him, the statue of change it to a turtle, and then it
and it looks totally real.
Dude.
Yeah.
Totally real. And then it gives you options. There's different turtles.
All right, so I was fucking around with
Yeah.
it one night, and
I don't even know if it was Chat GPT, but
wait, Chet makes wine in south of France. Yeah, but you can't make wine. You can make all
AI's
of the
making
components.
wine?
You can't like actually make a liquid. You can't get out there
Dude.
and pick the fruit and make the wine. Like,
should we have like maybe Chat GPT like on here in the podcast? Bring them on.
do you think that like you mean actually have like?
Well, I mean,
AI talking back
I would
to
like
us?
to have a winemaker on the podcast that could that could actually answer these real questions. It sounds like because you've just been replaced.
That's what I'm saying. Is you can't replace wine. How the fuck are you gonna replace
But you
wine?
know what? You know what you can't do? You know what you can't replace? Is they have yet to find AI that can replace an outstanding influencer.
Oh, AI will
Yeah, so you'll
dominate
still have TikTok.
influencers.
You'll still have TikTok. You hold on to that.
Oh, good. That's my life goal.
So you're saying you can add anything. You have to say what it is. But I was wondering, like, could you do like add whey protein? You could add anything. You could do like a whey protein.
You
wine.
could add anything, and then it just becomes.
Well, what about
then it's
herbs?
just an alcohol. Well, dude, that's what
ashwagandha.
That's like what.
ashwagandha.
I mean that actually be cool, but that's like then you turn it into like vermouth, right?
Yeah.
So that's a fun thing to do too. Like I actually think that some of those aperitif things, like wine with a little fortification plus steeping it in whatever herbs you want, all that stuff. Like I like fucking Fernet. I love Fernet. That's more of like a digestif, but like yeah, that's like that's all herbs.
Well, would you ever? Okay, so you love to experiment. You like to think out of the box. Is that something that you would want to dive into? Because I haven't.
We've
really
been playing
seen much
with
of that.
we've been playing with vermouth for like a year and a half.
I'm sorry. I can't help it every time.
Do you actually like those?
Yeah,
Dude, no, I can't eat a Slim Jim anymore. I'm gonna tell you,
What?
if you want a good beef stick, dude, get a striped beef stick. STRYBE, fucking awesome. And they actually have good flavors.
Is it what? I know. You know what? You're right. I can't. This is gonna.
No, I'm not gonna judge you.
No, but I'm also just thinking about how I'm gonna have to pay for this.
Yeah, later on,
Mm-hmm.
like maybe midnight.
Yep.
All of a sudden, it's just gonna be like boop 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 boop, and you're gonna be like, wake up. You're like, oh shit. And luckily, your bathroom's close to your bedroom.
Did you mean to say oh shit?
Oh shit.
No pun intended.
Oh shit.
But wait, was that how it happens to you? Like, are you like, boop 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 boop? Uh-oh.
Yeah, sometimes.
It's like
if I eat the wrong thing.
a knock knock.
But
yeah.
dude, I'm not like I am not picky with what I like. The crazier, the weirder the shit, I'll eat it. And sometimes you pay for it.
Yeah.
Like cow udder, that was weird. I didn't pay for that. That actually settled it
Oh.
just fine. That was like all, that
Cow
was all
udder.
good.
You ate cow udder?
Yeah, but like if I eat too many blood sausages, which I love blood sausages, it's like one of my favorite things. If I eat too many of them, it'll ruin me for like a day. Or if I go to Taco Bell and do my thing where I cram as many products into a bean and cheese burrito, you get like 8 different products and cram it into one bean and cheese burrito, and then you eat the whole thing. So you can get like a Crunchwrap Supreme in there.
what?
You can get a Doritos taco shell taco.
Are we listening to this hack right now?
You can even dude.
Okay.
This is the thing. I
You
thought
go to
we've
Taco
done.
Bell.
We haven't done this.
We haven't done this.
Oh, I've done it with a few people.
Okay.
No, you literally
Well,
just go to
these
Taco
made me
Bell.
Feel like not that special. I mean, who are you doing this with? You never
Why isn't it
experimented
with
with
me?
me. We
All
made
right, so-
Crunch Wrap Supremes,
And those are fucking
at your house,
awesome.
which are delicious. But this whole time you've been stuffing a burrito with other people on the fucking side.
All right, so this
What are you
is
sticking in there?
this is the trick. Okay, you go there and you
are
buy
a trick.
you buy a bean and cheese burrito, just a regular
Okay,
ass bean
yes,
and cheese burrito
yes.
for everybody. So if you're a group of 4,
Yeah.
you buy 4 of those, and then you spend like $100 on anything and everything.
Yeah.
And then once you get back to the house or wherever you're eating, you take that bean and cheese burrito and you open it up all the way. It's got that nice center line of beans and cheese. And then you take whatever you want and you mash it up and you cram it on top of those beans. And you can get like 8 to 10 different products in there. And then you wrap it back up and you eat it. And I got to tell you, I have never been disappointed. It has always tasted good.
Wow, man.
And so it becomes like a challenge with everybody. And, everybody's a little bit drunk by that point. So
I gotta try it.
try it. Thank
Yeah.
me in the morning.
Yeah. I guess, if I'm invited to this fucking burrito
The burrito
stuffing,
party?
The burrito party. So your final thoughts on nutrition facts? Do you think it's going to be good for wine? Do you think
I just hope they could do it in a classy way. So like, and maybe even make it a little more detailed. Like, I mean, I look at it like it's better for teaching people about wine anyways. If you have, like this isn't going to teach you about wine if you just have the nutrition facts.
Yeah.
If you have a QR code that goes to like the nutrition facts and whatever other legal stuff you got to have on there, and then like details behind why you use what you use or why it is the way it is, then that's a good teaching moment, I think.
Yeah.
So I'm not opposed to it. I just don't think it's going to work on the labels as we currently have them. And it's pretty hard to change like wine packaging.
Yeah. And it would be nice to have something small and that you could kind of include into it that wouldn't like take away from it than having that big white like box on there.
I think we should get into horrible bosses. Well, here we go.
Is it horrible boss time or what?
It's horrible boss time.
Okay. As you all know, horrible.bosses@coppercane.com. Send us your horrible boss stories so we can read them on here. It's anonymous. We just like to get the full story. We can have some laughs. We can learn. We can get insights. And
bring the heat. And make it juicy. We've had some really good writers send stuff in where like I'm reading and like laughing because it's like really, really well written.
Really well done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. I worked construction for a few years. I did customer service and went into people's homes and finished work before the new homeowner walked the home. And had one manager who I loved, and he loved having me on his team. When he was transferred to a different area, he wanted to take me with him, but the job site I was working on, the supervisors there did not want me to leave. So I got transferred to a new manager. He rarely spoke to me face to face. If I needed supplies, he dropped them off in my car and then called me to tell me they were there. He didn't include me in team meetings and refused my raise even though I had been busting my ass. He did complain I didn't get enough done during the day, and one day he shadowed me to see what I was really up to. I had to go to 4 job sites to go into people's homes, fix up their stuff, and then back to the site I was working at to prep. Prep the cabinets before the homeowners walked the home. The 4 sites were not all at once either, but to one, back to the job site, back to another, etc. He had finally asked, "This is what your day is usually like?" Yep. One time, I was in a team meeting. I had asked him about a raise again, and he said that I was maxed out at my current position. So when him and this other guy were talking about all the crap that still needed to be done, the other guy said, "Me and Quick Draw will take care of it." But this was asking me to do more than my job title. So I just said to him that I could not do it. He asked why. I just said, "Did you hear me? I'm maxed out." The whole team laughed, and the manager didn't look too happy. The guy was pretty incompetent. He did most of his work from home, rarely came to the job site, and if he did, he wanted to hide from the builders because they would usually yell at him for being an idiot. He was promoted, thankfully, out of my area. I mean, that's a pretty mundane, like, just docile story. Like, not a lot of juice in there.
Oh, I like... This is what we're getting at, too. Okay, there's a boss story. It's like, you've gotten such, like, good ones. We've gotten some ones where it was just like, they should be writing novels.
Yeah.
And so now we're getting at a point, too. It's like, you want to see some more pizzazz if you're going to be sending in some stories.
But, like, this... Yeah, exactly. Bring it. I just think, like... I think it's always good to ask your boss for a raise, but you got to justify the raise. And then if they say no the first time, then you got to say, what can I do to take the next step?
Exactly. Yeah, I agree.
And so it's all communication.
Yeah.
So bad on the employee's part for not handling it a little more professionally, because if somebody was like, if I was like, well, first of all, I don't say like you're capped out.
Well, that I was going to say though too on his end. I mean, that's kind of like, you would never want to say that, I thought, because that just gives no hope or
exactly.
Anything.
That's
Quick
like,
draw McGraw.
That's like, okay, I'm gonna go find a new job now. Like that's so bad job on the boss's part for that shit. That's just like, but I think that's a little manipulative. That's probably him like just kind of like trying to put the person in his place and be like, yeah, you're kind of capped out, just being a dick. And people like to be. We have people in the company that like try to play that like strong arm game, and be like a little bit of a dick. And it's like, okay, like leave the ego at the door.
Yeah.
This isn't about you or your personal vendetta. This is about running a company. So, but yeah, I think that overall, like, that's where you should, as a boss, take the opportunity as well. Like, if you're never, because people are like really shy to talk about how can they progress. Like, they don't want to go to their boss and be like, look, I want the next step. I want to elevate my game, get paid more, and like that's like a really good conversation when somebody comes to you with that. And it's usually not just like, oh well, I've been thinking about that too. It's like, give me a couple days and I'll get back to you. Like I appreciate you bringing it to me. But yeah, if you're just like taking the wind out of people's sails left and right, not a good thing. So you shouldn't be a boss. It sounds like you were some, junior manager that was able to climb the ranks and always had a chip on their shoulder and decided that I'm in power now, so I'm going to, once you're at the top of that ladder, just about to get to the next step, I'm going to step on your fucking fingers.
Yeah, you don't want to give like no hope.
But that's the corporate world. That's how the corporate world is. Like everybody claws to maintain and grow by fucking everybody below them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh.
And sometimes literally, but usually just figuratively.
Yeah. I mean, whatever gets you there. I mean, in that realm, if that's your game.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm not into it, but I'm always like, don't fish off the company pier, guys. You got work events, but man, if you're gonna fuck somebody, make sure it's out of your department. Is that what we've come to? It's like, it started off with like, nobody hooks up with anybody in the company, and now we're like, as long as it's not in your department, just and don't say shit. Like, I don't want to hear about it. Don't ask, don't tell.
It's just, well, there's been some wild company parties. I've heard some stories. I mean,
yeah. Oh man! All right. Well,
that was great. I'm glad we ended on that.
That was good. Yeah, that was a good quickie there. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us again for Go With Your Palate. It's been a lovely talk today. I feel like we're going to be a little bit cleaner next time.
Yeah. Are we?
I don't know.
All right.
All right.
Have a good one. Peace.